Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this thumbnail in Blender and Photoshop. Let's get right to it. For this tutorial, you'll need to have Fortnite porting downloaded or just have a model of your own saved on your computer, or else you can't get the Fortnite models. I'll leave all the links you need in the description of this video, so if you don't have any of the tools, just look down there. Okay, let's get right into it. The first thing you need to do is import whatever model you want into Blender. I'll leave links in the description if you don't know how to do that. Here's the model that I found right here. So the first thing we're going to do is just delete the cube and the light. We're not going to use this right now. Go up here into material preview mode. And once everything is loaded, we're going to make our pose. So come in here, click on the armature, go to pose mode. You can either copy the pose that I'm going to do, or you can just make your own. Okay, that looks good for the pose for me. So, that's step one. Now we move on to lighting. Okay, what you want to do next is add in 4 suns. So go back to object mode. You can either just go like that, or you can press tab to switch between modes. Or not, apparently. I don't know how this works. So go up here, go down to light, and click sun. Just duplicate that 4 times. Duplicate it 3 times to make 4 suns. So we're gonna have main sun. Oops. The fill sun. The main rim light, and the back rim light. So for the main sun, I like to set it up to 30, and you want to choose a tone that's not white and it's like not orange either, it's just a little bit orange. I like to go more on the red side sometimes. That's probably good. For the main rim light, you can do white, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna switch it to an orange as well. For the fill sun, you wanna go a light bluish color, like that. And the same for the back rim light. So go up here into viewport shading. Right now it won't look right. Now you're gonna set up your lights. So the main sun over here, I'll move them up just so you get like a better view of them. So the main sun will want to have 45 degrees this way towards the character. So you can set it like that. And like that. So it will be 45 degrees towards the character. Main rim light, you want it to be kind of the same but flipped towards the back. So you can just turn it like that, or you can do 45. that. And then just turn it slightly this way and set the power all the way up. Alright, now for the fill sun, you want to do the same thing but the opposite of what you did before. 45 degrees that way, 45 degrees that way, and then in here you get that nice like fill sun. And you can play with all these values as much as you want. Where's my sun go? Gonna turn it. It's hard to see sometimes in Blender. Gonna turn it like that. That looks good. And for this one, just gonna kind of do the same as you did for the first rim light. Just gonna go like that. Get that nice blue rim light. Now you can play with all these values because I think the main sun's a little too bright here. A little bit brighter. So I'm just pressing RZ to rotate this, finding the point where I get a good rim light like that. I'll do that the same for this one, RZ to rotate along the Z axis until I get a good rim light. I think that's good. Main sun. Do the same for all of them, just play with the values until you like it. There. So I'm gonna go in here. You don't need to do this. It depends on what skin you're gonna use. If you're using the same one as me, that's fine. You might want to do this too. I'm just gonna try to play with the material a bit. So what I did there is just make like the blue undertone come through more. Ambient occlusion I'm gonna turn up so that it's a little bit darker. Cavity, I don't really know what it does. I just like to increase it sometimes a little bit. Can saturate the skin color a little more. You know, make all these bits really metallic. Yeah, that's probably good for now. So make sure you save this. Over here, I use Eevee. You can use cycles if you want to, but this tutorial is for Eevee. If your computer can handle it, my old one couldn't, click ray tracing. It just adds like bounce lights and stuff, like just better lighting mainly. The most important thing, come down to film. Here, click transparent. So then the background is a PNG, or the whole thing's a PNG. Come down to color management. In view transform, go to filmic, and then switch it to medium high contrast. You can play around with it. I just like medium high contrast because you can always play with it in Photoshop. And that's pretty good for now. You can always play with stuff after. But yeah, I think that's the only settings we need to change in here. So choose an output location over here. Choose wherever you want. And then in here, make sure file format is PNG and it's RGBA, which is red, green, blue values, and the alpha, which is the transparency. So you can turn your compression to whatever you want. 100 is going to make it really compressed and really bad looking, but lower the file size. So I like to have it at 15, which I think is the default. And yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to double my resolution on both. You don't have to do this. That's just so that it's 4K rather than 1920 by 1080. but once again, you don't have to do that. So save once again. Over here, go to render and render image. Just done rendering. If you had it set to the file location, it should save automatically, but you can also just go image, save as, go to the folder you want to, and that's good. Now moving on to the Photoshop. Okay, in Photoshop, you're gonna want to come up to new file. Hey, editor Grape here. For whatever reason, OBS didn't want to record this section, and I didn't notice for about 30 seconds, so there's a little bit missing, but you didn't miss much. All it is switching the resolution to 1920 by 1080. So you'll just see like two boxes. Just set it to 1920 by 1080, and that's pretty much it. Well, it looks like it didn't want to record this, so I'll do that again. Okay, go to File, Place Embedded, find whatever file you wanted, click on it, and then import it. Okay, so once you're here, it'll be in the center like this. Just move it over to the side. Next thing you're going to want to do is import the grass, or just the background. Now, I already have one saved, but it's free on Twitter. I'll link it down in the description. So this is the whole background. It's free to use. Just go File, Open, and find wherever you have it saved after you save it. Shout out to Tim Designs or DZNS on Twitter for making this, because it's really good and it's free to use. So just huge shout out to him. So in here, you're just gonna drag the group from one project to the next. Just go up here and drag it in. It might take a minute to load because it is a fairly big file. So that's it here. Just shift click it to move it all and put it in the center. Just move it to where you think it looks good. Don't forget to save your file somewhere so that in case it crashes, you don't lose it. Now you're just gonna play around with stuff. So for this, I'm gonna remove the pink trees. I don't want them, so I'm just gonna delete them. And this, I'm gonna press Control T, and then I'm gonna perspective warp it back so it's like that. I think it looks better like this. These, I'll just move them to the side, they can stay there. So for this, now you need color correction on this. So you're gonna go here, you're gonna go to Vibrance, create clipping mask, or you can press Alt Control G. You're just gonna play with this until it matches the background a little bit. So turn up the saturation a bit, the vibrance. Come here again, click brightness and contrast. Make sure you create that clipping mask. I forgot to do that. Maybe a little too saturated here. Just once again, play with these until you like them. Make sure not to make it too saturated because then it just doesn't look that good. Something like this looks good for me. And then I also like to add a curves just to play with all the colors individually. So you go up here, go to your red. I think it looks too orange right now. And that looks good to me, just like that. Now you're gonna work on your Photoshop lighting. So this is adding the extra room lights, the extra detail. So in here, the first thing I like to do, come up here, add in, I'll move it over here, add in 2 inner shadows. So click this plus button to get more than one. Turn off global lighting, make one of them white, or you can use that orangier color again, and make one of them blue. So this color works. Turn the choke all the way up. This is just personal preference. And you can see what it does here. So just gonna go like that. make the angle opposite to where, like, make it towards the corner or the edge. And then change the distance and size. And now you have just a good rim light on that side. Then do the same for this. You can also mess with the blend mode to get it how you like. Sometimes overlay looks nice. See, I like that in that case, yeah. Yeah, overlay looks nice again. That's pretty much it. I also like to make the bottom a little bit darker. So go over into gradient overlay. Go down here. I like to make it a brown color. You'll see why in a minute. And then set it to multiply. But the brown just adds some saturation to the bottom. You can see compared to black, it kind of looks boring. You could also do like a blue. That sometimes looks nice, but I just like the brown. I don't know why. It just looks good to me. That just puts more focus on the face. Save it. Now you got this, and you can do even more. So, now, I like to make sure you have it in the place you want. Duplicate it. Apply. So rasterize the layer style, packs them all into the actual image. Go over here, blur gallery, or blur, Gaussian blur, and I like to set it to like 30 around, something like that, right? May look weird, but then if you come down to screen, set it down like that, all of a sudden it like just adds like a foggy glow to it, and I like it. And now, you want to group these so that these apply to everything again. And then clipping mask them to the group. Now it just adds that extra like foggy glow. You don't need to have it too opaque. Anything really works. So in here, now, after this, you're gonna go up, solid color, white. Once again, change it to like an oranger color, almost peach. And then do another one, do another solid color, set it to the same blue from earlier. This time you can do a little darker, like this. You want to invert both these with Control I, so that they're not visible. And then you can paint in where you want the light to be. So I like to just set the opacity pretty low, and just start painting in my highlights. Just on the edges, anything really works. Also, like in between the transitions from shadow to light, I like adding a bit of color. Yeah, that's good for the light. You don't really need too much. Increases, maybe tap it a little bit, because that's where light tends to gather. Okay, that's good for the light. For the blue, I mean. And in here, just do the same, the lighter color. Then I like to set the light one to overlay, and you just get this nice, like, I don't really know, it's just a nice light. Really adds to it. I'm like, this grass, I don't know what it's doing, and I really don't like this. That's it for our skin. That's all we're gonna do for right now. Next, we're gonna import the gun. So you can go to fortnite.gg. It's a website. Just search it up, and then search for whatever gun you need or whatever, and it will be there. Or you can just search gun renders on Google. So once again, come over here to place embedded and find whatever you want. I'm gonna import this shotgun here. So move it over, scale it down till it looks nice, like this. Okay, import whatever you need. Then come over here to make the background box thing. Want to just select this. Just make a box. Turn up the stroke. Actually, don't use the stroke for now. We'll do it in here. So, come over here, find stroke. Just set it up until it looks like good. I don't know, that looks nice. Set it to an orangish yellow. Maybe a little bit more yellow, like that. And for the gradient on the inside, you want to set it to radial, up all the way normal. Okay, set all of these right to the end. Doesn't really matter. The inner one will be a nice yellow, while the outer will be a dark red. Not dark red, it's like even orange works. Then come over here, add a drop shadow. I like to turn up the spread all the way so that it's just a hard edge, and set it to the way that the sun was going again, so that way. So set the distance a little bit higher. Size, you can just set it down more. Something like that is probably good. And I like to set it to an overlay and just start, and then put some saturation in here by adding some blue. That's pretty good there. It strokes a little too thick. Wait. Yeah, make sure it's on inside so that the corners aren't like rounded like that. So in here, you're just gonna rotate it like this. Put it behind the gun and the glow. Oh yeah, if you're wondering where I got the glow from, I'll leave that in the description if I can find it. If not, I'll just leave a similar one. And then last thing, can import. I have this thing on my computer. I don't know where I got it from. It was just called Rayatos, but it's this really nice edge glow. And then for the box itself, I'm gonna actually duplicate it in one of them. Turn off all the effects except for stroke. And turn the fill to 0. And that way you can put this in between them, and then it's just inside the box. I like to set it to overlay so that it's that nice yellow color, and you can turn down the opacity. So that's pretty much good for that. Now we move on to the gun itself. So you can resize it up a little bit. If it sticks out, it's kind of a good thing. I like it like that. So come in here. Once again, we're going to do that same tip with the inner glows. But this time, we're going to do an actual inner glow, like this. Turn it up. Make it the nice orange legendary color. Set it up like that. Now do this as well. The nice legendary orange color. Not overlay, that's not working for this one. Do that again for the shadow. This time make it a red color for the shadow. And come to outer glow. This is the important part. Go like this as well. Size it up. Set it as that, like, just outer glow, you know. Come like this. I'm gonna play with this inner glow right now because I don't really like it. Yeah, this looks okay enough just for this. Then we're gonna do the same thing again, where we take two solid colors, set it to the yellow, invert it, and then use this brush, and I'm gonna cut out the edges. Is this a soft brush? I genuinely can't tell. You can set it to overlay again just to get these nice, like, in the creases light, because that's where light collects. I don't know why it's just like that. So, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna up the red on this background one. So that looks pretty good like that. I like the colors, all that. This is really rotating. I'm gonna like to have it slightly rotated. Just adds interest, I guess, to it. Really anything works. Then for the text, this is the fun part for me. I like doing the text. Make sure you have Burbank, big, condescend. Wait, this is my new computer. I don't even have them installed. Wait, one sec. You can just set the text to white if you want, because we're going to be changing it anyway. So yeah, Burbank, big, condensed black. I'm just going to say like, free wins, exclamation mark. Just resize it like this. Anything works again. I'm being kind of loose. I'm not spending much time on this because this is a tutorial, but I want you to be able to copy me and stuff. Yeah. So now over here, I'm just gonna go Control T. Oops. Don't be in the text tool when you do that. Control T, warp. Set it to arc over here, and then just drag this up a little bit. All right. Now double click on this. Come over here, add a gradient, make sure it's set to linear. Now I already have a preset saved that I like. Not on this computer though, apparently, because it's a new computer. Well, I guess not. I guess we're making our own. So, I'm just gonna reverse this. This is already pretty much the right colors. Make sure this yellow is really the yellowest yellow. And make this orange like less red but still red, just like that. That's good. And then I like dragging up these values a little bit just so that we get that really pop, like that pop, you know. I'm gonna set it like that. So you just want a bottom gradient like that. Anything works once again. This, I'm gonna use a drop shadow as the 3D effect. So make sure that the opacity is all the way up, like this, and make sure that this is at 90 degrees. Make sure the size is set to 0, so then when you do that, it just like resizes like that. You can size it up a little bit if you want, but I don't recommend it. And just set it to red, or like a darker shade. That works. Like, yeah. Be the outside. Nope. Yeah, you can also add a Satan, whatever, I don't know. Just like that. In the middle. Just adds a little bit of variety, I don't know. Just like that. That's good. Gonna up the contrast on the gradient again. I lowered it. I don't like it. Just like that. That's good. Then in here, we're gonna create a group. Go like that. The point of this group is because you can't add a stroke to a drop shadow for whatever reason, unless there's something that I don't know about. So yeah, you're gonna add two of them. One of them's gonna be black, one of them's gonna be white. It's black like this. The white one should be underneath it because we're gonna resize it up. So this one we can just set it like something like that, and then this one can be like that. Now this is fully editable. You can always go back and then, like, I don't like this drop shadow, so I'm gonna up it a little bit like that. Okay, then in this group again, I like to add a light outer glow. So where is that? Outer glow, set it to white, and then overlay. It's not doing much. I genuinely do not see any difference. Oh, there. So yeah, it's just that difference there. It brings your eyes towards the text. That's pretty good. I am not liking this gun. I don't know why. It's fine though, everything's fine. Maybe this is too orange. I don't know. It's fine. Grass once again. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole tutorial. That's my workflow for making Fortnite thumbnails. Obviously do your own thing if you want to. Usually I paint in more details in the eyes. Like I'll add shines and stuff and I'll edit it more, but this was just a quick tutorial. And yeah, if you want any free Fortnite assets for thumbnail creations Blender, join my Discord. It'll be linked in the description. I post up there like once a month, maybe, not very much. I'll also link a really good server where, like, that helped me start getting into Fortnite thumbnails. So shout out to Hogni. He made the server. He's cool. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.